Hey guys, what is going on? Today I want to talk to you about my new guitar here. This is a Schecter Hellraiser Hybrid, and I will start off by saying that this is an absolutely beautiful guitar. I got it in the trans black burst. Absolutely gorgeous finish. In person it appears more green instead of black, which is kind of okay. It's really subtle, really rich color. It's beautiful. And it's got EMG 5766 active pickups, your standard sort of tune-o-matic bridge, and Schecter's own locking tuners here, and then this carbon fiber binding around the edges and all down the neck. And then of course the thing about this guitar that is the hybrid portion is it has the neck from the SLS. It is this very thin neck, satin finish. Yeah, some people have said that it feels weird coming from like this gloss up here to this gloss down here. I haven't felt that at all. The neck is very thin, very fast, and not sticky at all. So I can say that. Now, I told one of my buddies that I was going to get this guitar, right? So I've been watching him for a while, looking at him, heard some good things about him. And he just kept saying, like, Schecters suck. And I asked, like, what do you mean, like, Schecters suck? Like, I was like, you know, every guitar manufacturer has, like, cheap guitars, and then they're sort of more mid-range, and then they're upper mid-range, and then they're high-end guitars. And he was like, oh, no, bro. It's like, I've been to the Schecter booth at NAMM, and they're nothing to write home about. He's like, every Schecter sucks. And I was like, I don't know, bro. Like, I've heard some good things, especially about like their higher end guitars, and you know, this is one of their mid-range guitars. Definitely not a budget guitar, but it's not high end. It's made in Korea. Now it does retail for around $1,300, so it's definitely not cheap. It's not something you just go out and pick up on a weekday when you get off early from work because you wanted something fun to do. Yeah, it is definitely not cheap, and so I had pretty high expectations. And I saw this one online, and it was beautiful. They had it listed for a pretty decent price, and it's essentially brand new. Still has the plastic on the covers here on the back, and came with the hard case, no scratches, no nothing, beautiful condition. So watched it for a while, went ahead, pulled the trigger, and bought it. Now, I bought all my guitars off of eBay, and I would say never do that unless you know how to set up a guitar, because if you don't, you're gonna regret it. And every single one of my guitars has come to me in not the best playing condition and needed a lot of work. So yeah, I had high expectations for this thing, and I got it, and I pulled it out of the case, and I looked at it, and immediately was just like super disappointed in the fact that the neck was really bowed, the bridge was really high, strings were, you know, a quarter inch off of the fingerboard, and you know, it says Schecter set up to play here on the back. Now that is no fault of Schecter's that it was not set up correctly, because it did not come straight from the factory. Technically this is a used instrument, although it's really essentially brand new. I don't know how long it's been sitting in a case or whatnot. So yeah, I wasn't too thrilled with it straight out of the case. Immediately before even playing it, ripped the strings off, wiped it all down, put some new strings on, adjusted the bridge height, adjusted the neck a little bit, adjusted the saddles here, get all my intonation, string height, action, everything just perfect. And that took a little bit, you know, as the strings are stretching and stuff, and playing around on it and just tweaking it little bits here and there. Got it set up pretty well, and yeah, wanted to hear exactly what this puppy sounded like. Never even played a guitar with active pickups before, so I was excited to see if they were as tight and as compressed as people were saying they were. So I put together this little clip for you guys last night, and I'll play that now. I'll also be uploading just this video on my channel, so if you want to watch just that feel free to. yeah, I don't know. I mean, I had pretty high expectations, and I don't know. I guess you guys can be the judge of it. Kind of, threw it into my Marshall here and wrote something for you guys. Nothing crazy. Took me about 20 minutes or so to throw this together. Laid down some drums, some bass, some guitar. Tried to basically play something a little bit heavy. This is definitely a metal guitar, and I wanted to see pretty much what she could do. So let's take a look at that, and then you guys can let me know. I mean, you know how it goes. So anyway, here's the clip. Let me know what you guys think below. Okay, so obviously I love this thing. I mean, Schecter's suck is so off it's not even funny. I had this thing drop down all the way to B. It sounds so mean, but it's never dirty. I mean, the clarity is there, and the notes ring. You can hear it on those chords and on some of those single notes. Like, it just rings, even at high gain. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I knew this would be a good guitar, and I don't know. I mean, my buddy plays an Agile, so I don't know. Tough luck, bud. But yeah, this thing through a amp that can't do metal, hurdy-dur. I think it ended up sounding pretty sick, and I'm looking forward to doing tons of videos with this thing. And yeah, I'll probably run through it a little bit in another video, different pickup positions and stuff like that. The only thing I'm not a huge fan of is that it has independent volume controls for each pickup. I prefer just one. It's so easy to for my style of playing, there's so much pickup switching, whether I'm doing just some sort of rhythm up here and then I come down and I want that sort of neck sound. It's easy for me to get my volumes mixed up. And maybe that's just something I gotta get used to with this guitar. But that is the only complaint. Tuning stability's been good. Neck is absolutely gorgeous. Body's beautiful. I will say it's not necessarily the most comfortable to play crunched up like this. If I was in an actual chair, perhaps. Just this edge here is a little sharp. And so that digs into my forearm just a little bit. But I say that's not the end of the world. It's a very okay trade-off for what you get. And these guitars are affordable. I mean, like I said, they list at $1,300 brand new. That's retail. You can find them for some pretty good prices if you shop around. And don't be scared away because it's a mid-range guitar. I mean, the specs on this thing, The pickups are awesome. You'll find these in high-end guitars. Locking tuners, it's great. It's got a Graphtec nut, which is amazing, and you know, Tune-o-matic bridge is just kind of standard, but there's nothing on here you wouldn't necessarily find on a high-end guitar. The only difference is that it is made in Korea, and so some of the fit and finish is not exactly what you would expect. You know, you'd never find some of these little issues on, say, an Ernie Ball Music Man, or even the Prestige Ibanez's, you know, the ones made in Japan. Like, those are amazing guitars. So, few fit and finish issues that are not really noticeable unless you're super picky, but that is to be expected. However, as far as performance goes, I say you get I would say you get high-end performance, mid-range price. The sound is awesome. I love the thing. Josh, you were wrong. Schecters do not suck. I absolutely love this guitar, and I'm going to be playing the heck out of it because it's just beautiful. It's beautiful and it's fun to play, and it's got a totally different sound than all my guitars with passive pickups. And now I believe my collection's complete for the next 3 or so months, and then yeah, I'll be getting another guitar, so you guys can be looking forward to that. In the meantime, enjoy the videos I've got, and I'll be seeing you guys soon.